Let's talk about the requirement for your assignment 13. Like earlier, we talked about this week, you learn how to read and write to the files. So in the lab exercise, we do the text file, read and write. So now in the homework assignment, let's work on the binary file, read and write. So you will create a random access binary file for our movie class. So this movie class, you will have couple private data in the movie object. They have the movie ID number, they have the type, they have the year, all in the int data type. So the type, that you decide what kind of type you want to have. So this one actually just remember the type. Maybe we only allowed 0 to, or we only allowed 1 to 10. So you have different type. But you don't have to give me what kind of the type, like comedy or horror movie or romantic or sci-fi movie. You just give the number here. So then the year, of course, that will be the 4-digit. So here your movie, besides these 3 private data, they also have the name for the movie title and the director for the movie. So each one, they are string, but also they have the size limit. So that have the movie title only have 50 characters. The director will within 30. So all the data, they need to have default value. Remember, when we want to create our binary file, we need to have a default object. So this default object, we need to have the default constructor fill out all the default value for the private data. So for all the integer type, you just have the 0 is the default value. So then the string is empty string. Of course, need to include all the corresponding getter function and the setter function. In the UML diagram, I won't show you all the getter and setter because now since you already write many different classes, so you should know what is the getter and setter. So here in our movie file, the same thing. I will prefer you have the movie.h file only have the class declaration. So then the movie.cpp file will have all the member function implementation. So that's why that's a simple UML diagram. You have the ID, type, year, they are all int. So the name and the director, they are the character array. They have the size limit. So your constructor, don't forget, here the constructor is wrong. The constructor name should be movie. Okay, so for your movie constructor, right, so you see all the integer value, we give them the default value is 0. So then the string, just give them the empty string, just the double quote. So then you have your all the getter function and setter function for the private data. So after you have your movie class defined, so that's the requirement. We see how you will create your binary file. So in your driver program for your assignment 13.cpp file, all the movie info, they will save in a binary file we call movie.dat file. So in the driver program, of course, the first thing you need to prepare your movie.dat file. You will write 50 empty movie record into there. So we only require for this binary file, we only can save 50 movie. So after you're done, that's prompt for the user input to get movie ID, type, year, name they want to add in. So you will save that in a temporary movie object, seeking for the corresponding location in the file. So we'll write to the file. So the detailed example how you will read and write to the binary file, you can refer to our example 5 and 6. So then after you're done, right, you can have that to, after we done the user input, so then the same thing, I want you to read from your binary file again. So you will print out all the movie information in a text file. So for example, we call that the text file called the movie.txt. So you will write that in the sequential file and also print in the console. So you will see here is sample output. So this one, when we prompt to the user for the information, you already create your movie.dat file with 50 empty movie. So when the user enter number 8 for the movie number, So that's why you can using the number 8 number to looking for the location. So then you have the movie type. So I see you have 1 to 10. So the movie year. So then the movie name and the director. So then after they done, right? So you see here you will write an empty movie object. So then using the setter function to set all the value. So after you find the location in the movie.dat file, so you can write that object into your binary file. So again, user can continue to give you more movie until 0 they finish the input. So after you process the user input, you will update your movie.dat file with the binary information. So then at the end, I want you to not only print out the output in the console for the table format, you also need to have this information right into the movie.txt file. So your sample output, besides this sample output, you need to provide. So when you submit your assignment, remember you have OneDriver program assignment 13.cpp, you have movie.h and .cpp file, and please submit your screenshot and your text file content. So that's your assignment 13.